Well, hi everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Miguel Youngs. I'm the organizing director at Reclaim Rhode Island. We're here at a property that belongs to Pioneer Investments, and we're here today to talk about the struggle of the tenants of the Slumlord Pioneer Investments. The tenants of Pioneer Investments over the last about, I would say 10 months, maybe a year, almost a year, maybe more like 10 months, have begun organizing and coming together to form the Pioneer United Tenants Union. This was in response to uninhabitable living conditions, all of which you're about to hear from the tenants themselves. So I'll kind of save that for them because that's really their story to tell. I'm sort of here to talk about the sort of larger context and how this relates, I think, to tenants around the state, and how the story of Pioneer tenants is sort of a microcosm of the sort of truly lack of tenants' rights and the desperate need to update the rights that we have on the books. So part of what also is happening here is in retaliation or in response to the organizing of these tenants to form Pioneer United, the Slumlord, Anurag Sureka, has began retaliating through evictions and termination of leases, or
Tenancy.
terminations of tenancy. And this is clearly against the law. You can see for yourself. I have it pulled up here. Title 34, Chapter 18, Section 46 of the Residential Landlord and Tenant Act specifically states that landlord cannot evict or out of retaliation if the tenant has organized or become a member of a tenants union. We believe that, this law was written in 1986, and we believe that this law has actually never been tried or tested, and this is sort of a watershed moment because what's going on here with the Pioneer tenants is probably the most comprehensive tenant organizing that's happened in the state and in a very long time, maybe ever. And now's the time to sort of bring this issue to light, highlight these sort of terrible living conditions that tenants are forced to face in this state, and use these stories to really fight and really win stronger tenant protections that are desperately needed. So with that, I kind of want to let the tenants come up here, tell their stories, and through each of them, I think we're going to start with Renee first. Yeah, and then we're going to work our way through. And these stories are, I think, really going to highlight what we're fighting for. So, Tolo, here's Renee.
Thank you, Miguel. Good afternoon. My name is Renee Horn, and I am a former tenant of Pioneer Investments and a current leader of Pioneer Tenants United. Last summer, I went to a meeting with fellow Pioneer tenants to talk about the lack of response from our landlord in regards to maintenance issues. When I was listening to all of these stories from other tenants, it sounded like we all lived in the same building, until one tenant started telling us his children had lead poisoning from his apartment. And at that moment, I didn't care about my apartment anymore. Those children didn't deserve this. This family didn't deserve this. No one deserves this. I then had a fire inside of me to fight. I had wanted to find a better apartment, but after that meeting, I knew I had to move so I could go after Pioneer without retaliation. All of Pioneer's tenants know that they will evict you if you complain too much. All they want is a safe and healthy place for themselves and their families. All we're asking for is apartments that meet state minimum standards. People today are struggling to pay these high rents, according to Anurag and Pioneer, for market value. Market value? Really? He isn't even close to the low bar of Rhode Island's minimum standards. I'm not going to give up on this fight against Pioneer Investments and Anurag Sureka. I won't stop fighting for all of his tenants until we achieve justice for Pioneer tenants. All people deserve to live in a safe home. That's all we're asking for. Safe and healthy homes. Thank you.
Melissa.
All right.
Hello, I'm Melissa Grucey. I'm the one that lives at the apartment, Anurag, that I've been here since 2017. My story is, as of 2018, I started reporting problems. Conditions of holes inside the roof. I literally have a hole the size of a basketball that leaks into my bathroom that is giving mold, that is still there to this day. I am living in a rat-infested home. I have 3 children to protect. My hole is falling apart. I have flooring that is dipping. I have paint that's been chipping. I have plumbing that's been wrong. We have been sick since they've been fixing the second floor that just moved out for 3 weeks. We've all had colds. We don't know where they came from. But ever since they started that construction, all 3 of my kids have been sick. I went after Anurag myself in 2020 with code. They failed this whole house and asked for him to repair. Nothing has been done but maybe some paint. I was being evicted in July of 2022 due to 7 days of being late on my rent, and I was getting COVID relief. The state had notified me that they needed files from Mr. Anurag. He was not given them properly. He went through the eviction process, went to court. That is how I met Reclaim. I am now a part of Reclaim as a leader, Pioneer Investments as a leader, because we need to stand up against him. Now, once I became a part of Reclaim, we wrote down exactly what we just wanted fixed. We were just letting him know, hey, we are the tenants. This is what we want fixed. Due to me signing that letter and being vocal as an advocate to stand up for our rights, he has called me. We had a nice conversation that has been recorded. He admits, due to me signing and being a chatter and talking to Reclaim, I have now a 60-day termination of my lease to get out. The week before, he gave me 3 options with Sharon as a 3-way call. 1, shut my mouth and stay. 2, take 600 Providence Street, which is in horrible condition also. Or 3, get out. Now here's my problem. You put an eviction on my name. You blocked me from 2 rentals, telling them I'm not a good tenant. How can I get out? I'm a single mother of 3. I'm only a store manager at Dunkin'. I deserve a good life. So does my kids in a safe home. We don't have that. And because I became a part of Reclaim, because I was just that one person, and now that we can actually get together and fight together as a group, now he's coming after all of us, and he admits to it that due to Reclaim and us signing that we just want things fixed, he's retaliating against us and wants us out. This isn't right. We have to do something to protect our families. And it's hard enough to find rentals and hard with how much it is to get out. Who has that type of money? And then you have landlords that are slamming you and saying you're not good. So we have no choice but to stay. That makes me as a mom not feel good because I'm not protecting my kids. I'm stuck. And now I do have to get out because he is doing the 60-day. So that is my story. And that is why I'm a part of Reclaim. And I'm part of the leadership on Pioneer United. And this is my face. I want you to know I'm the one coming after you. And I'm not going to stop. And we're not going to stop for one. We're not stopping for just these tenants. You're the first one we're taking down. But we're going to take others down too. We're done. We want safe homes. That's all we ask for. Safe homes. We work all day. We are doing what we're supposed to do for the economy. Then we need help too. And that's all we want. We want policies and laws to protect us. That's all we want. And Anurag needs to be held accountable. That's it.
Hi, my name is Danielle. My fiance is not here to tell his side of the story too. But we live in a not rat-infested apartment, but we have a mouse-infested apartment. We have also we have a mold and mildew infested apartment. We have electrical problems. I'm sure my neighbor upstairs has told me many times of her electrical going out and her refrigerator just dying on her with all of her food because she's got 3 kids. I'm sure the next door neighbor has issues too, but as a tenant, I just want to be able to move out and live a better life with my fiance. It's just been a nightmare. We are getting evicted, and I don't know. We're standing up for each other, and I'm trying to. I'm not sure, but either way, it's not right. He's retaliating against us and all these other tenants, and I don't think it's appropriate. If you just fix things and get things done, it would be much appreciated. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to fix things. I get it. His house is falling apart. Yeah, my apartment's falling apart, but you've got to fix these things. You have 60 tenants. You've got to take care of them. I get it that you want to live in this high-class, big mansion of yours, but you've got other people to take care of, you know? I'm going to fight as much as Renee and Melissa, and I'm going to be behind you guys, and I'm going to keep fighting until there's no more to give. And I just want a safe environment, and we should deserve that. So.
I'm Mary. I live on Pond Street. The issues have now gone on for 2 years now. Anurag bought my building in 2021. We first had a fire so we knew we had a fire going in. We had mice issues ever since. We have water damage. We have mold issues. I have a 1-year-old who's now crawling. I don't want to start crying. But I'm done. I can't. I was quiet for so long. I haven't even gone to reclaim yet. I'm just done with it. I am ready to fight for you all. I'm ready to fight for ourselves. I'm ready. I kept my mouth shut for so long. I never wanted to get kicked out, but now I just got an eviction notice for not doing anything, and I'm paying every month. I just don't know what else to do, but if I'm going to be on your side, I'm going to be here and just stand with you all. I need my kids safe. I don't even like pulling up to my street knowing I have to go back into that building. My current basement is flooding. Water's gushing everywhere. I wasn't even home this weekend. But I'm ready. I'm here to stand with you all. I'm ready to fight for my own apartment and my babies. And I'm Mary on Pond Street.
Everyone wants to come back up for any questions? Awesome. Yeah, I'm here to sort of any questions. I just want to add a little bit more context too. For anyone out there who's seeing this or hearing about this, and if you're interested in sort of helping how you can, we at Reclaim have started a tenant support fund, which we're collecting money to sort of help mitigate the sort of insane level of cost burden that's being levied on these poor tenants due to these retaliatory and illegal, just really emphasizing that word, illegal evictions. It's sort of, in a grand picture, there really is an indictment on the whole system that it requires us to start this fund to help them, that we're doing this out of the sheer sort of emergency that they're facing. But overall, what we are truly fighting for is like comprehensive reform to the way tenants' rights are written. These laws were created in 1986. They're way outdated, and it's way beyond time to get laws. A perfect example of a law of something we're trying to get seen passed, it's going to be introduced this session, is sealing eviction records. The way it works in the state right now is simply the threat of being evicted, even if it doesn't go through. Say their case is dismissed in court, or say they win it. Say they prove that, oh, this was unjust eviction, and they win their case. The fact that an eviction was even brought against them will remain on their record. And as we heard, that fact is then used against them and prevents them from finding new property. And then that just sort of creates this vicious cycle of housing instability, and it's gross, and it's way beyond time that we see those rights protected. So that's the sort of context I wanted to add. Please, if any questions anyone has
I
here.
have one.
Sure.
The retaliation against people who join tenants unions, that's a law 37 years old or so.
Right.
Have you spoken to the Attorney General or any lawyers about enforcing that?
I'd say we're aggressively pursuing legal strategies right now, and we can't get into details around them, but there'll be an aggressive legal response to ensure that all these tenants' rights under the law are respected.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Any more questions?
I'm pretty good.
That was good. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you to the tenants for honestly, really like the bravery to kind of come up here and say this. Yeah. No, more to come. Thank you.
Thank you.